I think that one of the biggest crises that we are experiencing in the Western world is a crisis of well-being. Well-being is traditionally something that we see as internal to us, but I don't think that we can be well or feel well in a society or an environment or in a culture that has a horrible impact on the world around us, but we don't have the tools by which we can control that impact. And so I'm especially interested in my environmental activism with the impact, say, of the oil and gas industry on the Arctic, on the poorest communities in the world, and on the well-being of future generations, and what that knowledge of that impact does to us as humans when we turn on our boilers or when we fill up our carts, because we aren't divorced from understanding. So I think one of the most important things that people can do to feel better about themselves isn't to sit by themselves and consider why they feel awful, but it's to go out there, find something that they feel passionately about, or wrong in the world that they want to make right, and make it right. And sometimes that can be as simple as talking to your neighbour and inviting them around for dinner and saying, you know, this freaky thing that I found out about where we get our t-shirts from, or where Primark gets its t-shirts from, do you want to do something about that? Should we have a conversation? Should we have a residents association meeting? For example, I live on an estate. We don't have any access to green land, we don't have gardens. So I put a sign on a notice board and people come down, read the sign, there's going to be a meeting about setting up a community garden. And now we have a community garden, we have a space in our community where we go and we hang out together, where we talk about things, where we get our hands dirty in nature. So I really think it's about, stepping outside yourself. We don't live in isolation. We live in communion with each other and with the environment around us. So never think of yourself as a box. Think of yourself as open arms and go out there and say hello.